All right. Another day, another blown account. I'm not very happy with it. Why I'm not happy with it exactly is because my bias was absolutely correct on this whole day. From my Instagram stories to what I was thinking and, seeing SMTs, I knew that I was fairly confident. I wasn't confident we are going to get this much of a drop, but I was very confident that we were going to go down. And why was I confident? Because number one, during Asia session, we created this breaker block where we had our low high or a high low higher high. Where's this breaker block? Yeah, and then we dropped down, created this fair value gap, and then we were rejecting it, and we came down, and Asia was rejecting it. Excuse me. Then London was rejecting, and we created another breaker block over here, which was this low high. I think this was in the 1 minute. Yeah, so these both were on the 1 minute. Let's get rid of these. So we have our low, high. Well, this was in the 5 minute. This must have been in the 1 minute. Anyway, there was two breakers rejecting. This one rejected perfectly. Then I saw I was on the charts at this point, seeing SMT between ES and Nasdaq and the dollar, 750 to 810 macro worked out pretty well. We had this. I think it was a 5 minute rejected, went down. Anyway, when we come into, I'm trading only the not only, but I start trading for the 920 macro and then the silver bullet. So my initial bias was that a 920 came right here. We created this fair value gap. This SIBI ran it, created a inverse, and then I entered right here. And I was looking for these highs, a little bit overzealous. I was looking for these highs, ES and ES and Dow Jones. They took those highs. But seeing this not take those highs, it really tilted my bias because we had news at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. And what happened here was we took it here. We're aiming for here. It ran. It almost got there. And then on this candle right here, once it started pulling back, once it got to around here, I literally exited right there. So I only caught 10 points because I thought it was just going to reject really quickly. Yes, to 10 points. And I was up like $400 because I took I believe I might have taken two. I took two contracts, maybe one contract. I don't remember. And then I saw that we were also rejecting this 5 minute SIBI. So I got out of there. But at that point, I was up in profit, and I was like, you know what, I should be done at this point. Then we created this at 10 o'clock news. Before 10 o'clock news hit, I was like, you know what? At first, I was thinking that we're going to run up and take all of this liquidity. But then I saw the SMTs. I saw that Nasdaq was way weaker than ES. Let's go to 1 minute. Nasdaq was way weaker than ES here. You see ES pushed all the way up right here. This is 930. ES actually pushed all the way up while Nasdaq was not pushing up. Nasdaq was refusing to push up. And I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure, I'm more than likely that the Nasdaq is going to drop with the news pretty hard. And as soon as the 10 a.m. news hit, we dropped 53 points. There's a low here. And then this low didn't take it. It made equal lows. So now I'm thinking, okay, these lows got to be taken. I didn't have my stop here. I might have had my stop like this or like this. So I think I had my stop like this. I entered because I saw it rejecting this 1 minute. And at this point, I didn't realize the breaker block was created. We created a bearish breaker, right? Because we were kind of in an uptrend at this point. We have our high, low. This is the high from the 920, 940 macro that took all this buy side right here. And then we came down, market structure shift. This created a breaker block. I missed that. If I was paying more attention and marked that out in the proper timing, I would have actually waited to enter in here at the breaker because this is a unicorn entry and this would have been a perfect entry. Now, with this first trade, both of these trades actually, but with this first trade, what I did wrong was I kept my stop too tight, right? Because I'm looking at risk to reward and I'm like, oh, I want a 2R at least. If I want a 2R, then I need a better entry. If I don't get this good entry, then my stop should have been above this high. no matter what. Because if that was the case, we would have never got stopped out. But we did get stopped out. Took a loss here, and now I'm up 400 from 400 to 200, something like that. And then I see, okay, finally we're getting the move. We're getting this little displacement. We created this 1 minute SIBI, and then I enter on a limit order, thinking, all right, now this is the move. Now we're gonna go down, because now I'm also thinking we created this market structure shift. We came up, we ran through it, and stopped me out. And at this point, now I'm getting a little bit tilted, and I don't catch myself getting tilted until it's too late. Then we push up, and then I see this push down, and I'm like, yeah. I was right the whole time. And what I'm realizing now is that whenever I think I'm right, I jump into the trade to prove myself I'm right, even if the trade's not valid. I see that we come down and leave this equal lows, and at this point, I'm like, this is such a bad way of thinking. But what I'm thinking is, we're gonna have to take these equal lows, even if it's 5 points. I'm going to size up. I take two contracts. I take two contracts like here. And then it pushes up, and then I add another two contracts. Now I'm 4 contracts in to try to get 5 points. Now, if that's not tilt, I don't know what is. I was so upset about this. Look at this risk to reward. And at this point, I'm holding, and we get stopped out here because the account hits the daily drawdown of $2,000. Why did I take this? This is the emotional stuff. My bias was completely right. The whole day, my bias was completely right. My first trade was right. My second trade was right. I needed to fix my stop loss. And now I'm realizing this stop loss issue is happening a lot. I really need to work on this. If this stop loss was here, we could have came down into here. Here's what we could have done, right? We would have got in here. Stop loss came in here. We would have held. As soon as this came and dropped, we would have saw this fair value gap. We could have added in, held it, or even waited for this fair value gap. Well, that didn't get touched. But we could have held this the whole time, and we would have seen our TP hit. Right? Or more than likely, I would have closed out right here when I saw this didn't get hit. So I actually would have been taking it from here, and I probably would have ended up closing, just because I know myself and I need to work on that. But I would have closed in 23 points in profit. Right? And it would have been a 1-to-1. But I didn't take that. And because I messed up my first stop loss and then I lost my second trade, I really just needed a win. So I'm getting a little frustrated at myself, because look what happened after. Look at this. 200 points. Imagine we got 200 points. Tilt. Zero reason. And I don't know why this happened. It's one of those things that you click the button and you're not... Look at this. I even have 4 contracts open right here. This is one of the things. You click the button and you don't know why you're clicking the button, but now you're hoping. What I realized with this 920 to 940 macro, this has been hitting for 2 weeks already. Even if TP doesn't get hit, 90% of the time, like this should have been this should have been my target, right? So it wouldn't have been a huge win, but 14-point win. But I'm very confident that this is going to get hit. Very confident. I'm very confident in this 920 to 940 macro. And what do? I take 1 contract or 2 contracts. But then when I'm not confident in my trades whatsoever and I'm chasing, I size up. I size down on the trades I'm confident in, and I size up on the trades I'm not confident in. And that should be the complete opposite. So, another account blown. Thank God I sat on the Topstep live the other day for 6 hours, and they give me a free reset code, but I can't keep resetting because I'm building bad habits. And I don't know why this happened. Like, I genuinely cannot tell you why I took this trade. I should not have taken... With these 2 losses, I was down like $300 today. That's nothing. I was down like $200 in the total account because I took a small trade yesterday for like a $200 win, a $150 win. I should have been done right here. I should have been done after this because I was up $400. But I wasn't. Why? I keep saying that I want to start working just taking in 1 trade. And I don't do it. But genuinely, I need to just take this 920, 940 macro. If that doesn't show anything, 1 silver bullet, and that's it. And just size up. How about that? How about I start doing that? I'm taking this trade. I'm taking 4 contracts. Because 13 points. Let's do this. Risk 1,000 for 23. Or I could do 3 contracts. Or, well, it wouldn't have even been a 1-to-1. But still, you get what I'm saying. I need to risk more on the trades I'm confident in. Because here's what I could have done here, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Is I had this initial trade. Once this came down to this fair value gap, I should have added. That would have brought my my average down like to here. And then that would have been a lot more risk to reward at this point. Because now I'm 16 to... And then I could put my stop right there to 8. So just tilt. Knowing that I'm right. I was like, I'm right on this trade. And because I'm right, I'm like, I need to prove myself right, and I need to catch this trade because I'm so right. And I get slayed. Absolutely killed. And I literally said this yesterday, NFP week I get hurt so often, so many times. And it's NFP week, and I get hurt. So it's like, what's insanity? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results, but you don't get different results. You get the same results every single time. So, it's unfortunate.